Good afternoon, everyone. Following the recent violent attacks in Syria, the President of the UN General Assembly, Philemon Yang, condemns the killing of innocent civilians. He calls on the Syrian authorities to maintain calm and protect civilians in line with international humanitarian law. Perpetrators of crimes must be held accountable. Respecting the human rights and dignity of all Syrians, in particular women, children, and minorities, are of paramount importance. The President calls on all Syrians to work together towards a peaceful and inclusive future. This is, of course, an important month for gender equality. At the opening of the 69th session of the Commission on the Status of Women yesterday, the President of the UN General Assembly, Philemon Yang, stated that it's possible to achieve gender equality in our lifetime if we seize this opportunity. It demands greater resources, decisive legislation and policies, the dismantling of discriminatory norms, and institutional reforms. At the international level, it requires a steadfast commitment to leveraging multilateralism to uphold and advance gender equality, including through the revitalization of the Commission on the Status of Women. Continuing this week, yesterday there were consultations on a declaration for the 2025 UN Ocean Conference. On Thursday, the 13th of March, there will be informal consultations in the World Summit on the Information Society. And then this Friday, the 14th of March, there will be informal meeting of the plenary to commemorate the International Day to combat Islamophobia from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. in the General Assembly Hall. Events taking place next week. Combating the illicit use of small arms and light weapons is one of the President's priorities. Small arms and light weapons are a leading cause of violent deaths globally, disproportionately affecting women, often contributing to intimate partner violence, femicide, and gender-based violence. To this end, a joint informal meeting of the President of the General Assembly and the President of ECOSOC, in cooperation with the UN Office for Disarmament Affairs, titled Small Arms and Light Weapons Control for Preventing Violence and Advancing Sustainable Development, will take place on Monday, the 17th of March, in the ECOSOC chamber at 10 a.m. At the end of next week also, Friday, the 21st of March, there will be a commemorative meeting at 10 a.m. in the General Assembly Hall to mark the International Day for the Elimination of Racial Discrimination. Just an update on UN security reform. On the intergovernmental negotiations on UN security reform, His Excellency Alexander Marshik, one of the co-chairs of these negotiations, has completed his assignment as a permanent representative of Austria to the UN. The President thanks Ambassador Marshik for his dedication and hard work. His Excellency Tarek M.A.M. Albani, permanent representative of the State of Kuwait to the UN, will continue as the sole chair of the IGN process. Now, we have also flagged some upcoming dates in the weekly highlights that we send every Friday. There will be the informal briefing by G20 Sherpa of South Africa on the 24th of March. This will be on the priorities of the South Africa's presidency of the Group of 20. There will also be a commemorative meeting on the International Day of Remembrance of the Victims of Slavery and Transatlantic Slave Trade on the 25th of March. And finally, the President of the UN General Assembly will convene a series of informal interactive dialogues to support the implementation of the Pact for the Future. The first informal interactive dialogue takes place on the 26th of March and will focus on means of implementation. And this is it from my side. I don't see any questions on the floor. There are no questions online. So everyone, thank you. Have a great afternoon.